Greetings again, students of 2311 Intro to Social Work. This is Professor Bold again, and I wanted to give you an overview of the syllabus. So I am right now, my screen is in Blackboard Start here, but I'm going to go to the menu where you should go, and I'm going to click on Syllabus. And then I'm going to go over here, and where it says 2311 Syllabus, I'm going to click on that, and it comes up. So I just want to review this syllabus with you. There's some basic information there about my office hours are Tuesday, Thursday by appointment, but I can, converse anytime that is, most convenient. We can Skype, we can email, we can, whatever we need to do to make sure that we have an appointment, we will do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an in-office appointment. We can do a lot of different things to get your questions answered. But here's the syllabus for the course, and sometimes this does need to change. So this is how it is today, and it may change, and if it does, I will be sure to let you know over announcements. So you want to make sure that you're checking your announcements and your MyMav email in case any changes. I probably won't make any huge changes to assignments or anything like that, but sometimes there's a date that's missing or off or something, and I have to change it, and I'll let you know when that happens. Here's the description of the course. This is an overview of the social work profession, and social work is a profession. We have different areas of practice and methods of intervention. There is a history behind social work and a reason why we have a social welfare system, and so we will go through all of those different areas in this class. If you are really interested in being a social worker, you will want to pay close attention throughout the semester to all of the information about the various fields of practice. And when I say fields of practice, I don't mean a field like out in the cornfield. I mean a field of practice is an area where social workers work. So it's important that you know that. The other thing is, because we are a distinct profession, we have some things called EPOS, or Educational Policies and Standards. And this is listed here for your learning outcomes. What this means is, when you sign up for this course, these are the things that you are learning. And when you look at this syllabus and you agree to participate in this course, you're agreeing to complete what is on this syllabus. That is kind of like a contract between you and the course and the university, that you say, I'm going to take this course, so I agree to complete these assignments. But these educational policies will be listed throughout. It is the Council of Social Work Education requires that we supply you with information about what you can expect to learn. So that's what these educational policies are. This is what you can expect to learn in this class. This course satisfies the UTA core curriculum requirement in social and behavioral sciences, and there's some other information there. The textbook is listed here as well, and you probably already know that you can find information about the textbook in the UTA bookstore as well. A couple of other additional recommended textbooks or course materials would be some access to the APA manual. Everything we write in this class is APA. So you may be used to the MLA, but we use APA because we are a distinct profession that publishes materials, and that is what we use in social work, and that is what you are expected to use when you complete written assignments in this class. There's a lot of information here about resources on your syllabus. You're going to want to go through that in detail. The descriptions of the major assignments are here. Something that is very important is this community assignment. This is a requirement. It's not an option. You must complete this assignment to pass the course. This assignment is one of two things. You can either complete 10 hours of community service, or you can interview a social worker. So those two options are there for you, and you just pick one of those with that particular assignment. And the details are in your Blackboard menu. If you will go to where it says the community assignment, you'll see all the details there. One thing important to know is if you interview a social worker, that social worker must have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in social work from an accredited university. Interviews with anyone who does not have a degree in social work will not be accepted, and you will be asked to redo that interview. So be very careful about that, and knowing that for sure that the person that you're interviewing has a degree in social work. Or you may choose to do the community service hours. And there will be a few options this semester, probably with extra credit and things like that, that will be willing to work with you on those community service hours. You will have 10 quizzes throughout the semester. There are also weekly discussion boards. For 15 sessions, there will be discussion boards. You must have a minimum of 3 posts to get full credit. Also, I have put a rubric here of what is expected. So if you'll notice, in order to get a 10 on a discussion board, you need to have completed all of these things. That you posted your initial post, responded to 2 others, you did it within the deadline, you used references to course materials. That's very important. Discussion boards are much more than just saying, hey, that's great, I really like what you're saying. You've got to refer to course materials. You've got to show that you understand a little more about what's going on. And it's got to be more than 1 or 2 sentences. So keep that in mind of following this particular rubric if you really want to do well on those discussion boards. And they do matter. I have students often at the end of the semester, they'll find, oh, I got a B and I don't understand why. Well, you didn't do your discussion boards. If you don't do those discussion boards, it tells me that you're not participating in the class. So you really need to complete the discussion boards as well as the quizzes and follow along with the class. That's the best way to do well in this class. You also have a fields of practice paper. What that means is you will pick one of the various areas where a social worker might work, and you'll learn about those as we go along. You obviously cannot complete this fields of practice paper on the first day of class. I know a lot of students get excited about getting started and ready, and they try to do this fields of practice paper like in 2 weeks, and in the next 2 weeks, and it's just not possible because you really, if you don't read the text, you really don't have all the information. If you're not watching the videos, you won't have all the information that you need to do the fields of practice paper. So to get it done right, just follow along with the class. Don't get too impatient about it, and get things done in a timely manner. So here are the instructions for the fields of practice paper. There is also a video on Blackboard menu where it says post your fields of practice paper here. There's an in-depth video there that you're going to want to look at. Okay, you have a couple of exams. You'll have a midterm and a final. One thing that I forgot to mention is with the quizzes and the midterm and the final, you will have 2 opportunities to complete those. I know some people think, well, that's strange. Why would we have 2 opportunities to complete a test? The reason for that is I have found that if a student is given a second opportunity, let me see if I can find the quizzes, sorry. So you have 10 short quizzes and then 2 exams. If a student is given an opportunity to retake something, they are more likely to look it up in the book and more likely to remember it. At least that's been my personal experience. So the due dates are all here. Here is the grading format of how much percentage everything is, how much the quizzes are, and the finals and all of that. You can find that here. And then, unfortunately, for some reason, our shell for creating these particular syllabuses repeats this, and I'm not sure why it does that. And it's one of those glitches, and you will find with online classes, there are always going to be glitches. So expect me to be improving the course as we go along, making changes. Keep me updated when you find something that doesn't work, like a video or a link or something. Let me know, and I can correct it not only for you, but for the entire class. but expect those things are going to happen. All of this course has to be hand created, and I liken it to weaving or sewing it together, if you will. And sometimes there are mistakes, and we've got to correct those. So if you'll just let me know if something happens, we'll get it fixed. There are no makeup exams, and you are required to complete all of the assignments for this course to receive a passing grade. You cannot say, I just won't do this, or I just won't do that, and I'll just get a C. Not in this class. My ethical responsibility is to make sure that everyone who may intend, even if you don't intend, but anyone who may intend to be a social worker, if they receive a passing grade, that I've seen that they can move on to the next step. So this is not one of those classes where you can say, I'm just not going to do this, or I'm going to blow it off, or whatever. You got to complete all of the assignments in this class. Papers are not accepted after being late 7 days. I'm looking here at this part. Papers must be submitted in the designated safe assign area. I cannot accept papers that are not in that safe assign area. So if you have trouble with safe assign, you need to call the Center for Distance Education and get instruction on that. Attendance, obviously, attendance is very flexible with an online class, but you still have to complete some assignments, particularly the discussion boards, within each week. Here is the course schedule, and this is also in your course materials. Each week there will be the course schedule listed there in each module. But here's the course schedule and what it looks like. You might want to download this or print it, have it somewhere where you can see what's due. The best thing you can do with any class is to get yourself a planner and to write down all of the due dates in your planner right when you first start. So if you hadn't heard that tip of the day, there you go. Use a planner, get this course schedule out, and put everything in your planner that is due, and that way you don't miss anything. A lot of times with online courses, it gets kind of confusing to keep it all going. Let's see, the spring semester begins on Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. So obviously, see, there's already a glitch that I need to fix. I'm probably will not fix that before the beginning of the class, so it may just have to stay there for a bit. But you will understand that right here, this means 2017 is when the class opens. Here are some things. There will be some things outside of class. For example, the interview and the volunteer hours that you may want to do. Also, I like to offer extra credit. So if you want to come along and do some things with me and in the community, I will have opportunities to do that. That's an exciting time, and I enjoy meeting students outside of class, doing volunteer things as well. So we'll have some of that. Here are the rest of the things that you will see on most of your syllabus. Will have these areas and who the librarian is, and we also, I should mention, it's not written here, but we also have a writing expert in the School of Social Work named Dr. Chris Kilgore, and I will refer you to him from time to time if I feel like he would be helpful to you in your writing. But you are welcome to contact him anytime. Okay, so here's the rest of the policies: discrimination, academic integrity, how we feel about campus carry, electronic communication. At the end of the course, there is a student feedback survey that I will ask you to do. I hope that you enjoy the course and you will provide feedback for that. Information about finals review. So that is the syllabus. Go all the way back to the beginning in a nutshell. Please be sure and email me if you need anything. Here's my email address, is right there. If you need anything, and I look forward to interacting with you in this course. It's going to be a great semester.